Hey there, friend. Imagine this, it's payday. Your phone buzzes with that sweet, deposit received, notification. For a split second, you feel light, almost free. You treat yourself to a fancy coffee, maybe order takeout because hey, you earned it. But fast forward 2 weeks and your stomach drops when you check your balance. Rent's due, the car needs gas, and suddenly you're counting down the days until the next paycheck. Sound painfully familiar? You're not alone. In fact, a staggering 78% of Americans are living exactly like this, paycheck to paycheck. And here's what's wild, it's not just people scraping by on minimum wage. Doctors pulling 6 figures, tech workers with fat bonuses, even teachers and accountants who should be fine, they're trapped in the same exhausting cycle. So why does this happen to so many of us? Today we're pulling back the curtain on the hidden psychology that keeps millions stuck, even when they're earning more than ever. Stick around, because by the end of this video you'll see exactly how to step off this hamster wheel and start building real wealth. Let's dive in. Most of us grow up believing a simple story: if I just make more money, all my problems disappear. Get the raise, land the promotion, switch jobs for that bigger salary, and boom, financial freedom. It feels logical, right? Like upgrading from a leaky bucket to a bigger one. But here's the uncomfortable truth most financial gurus won't tell you up front: that bigger bucket usually ends up leaking even faster. Let me paint a picture with 2 people we all know. Meet Sarah. She's 32, lives in a mid-sized city, brings home about $55,000 a year after taxes. Every month she's stressed: rent, groceries, student loans, and that. Just one more online shopping cart that somehow always fills up. Now meet Mike. Same age, same salary, same city. But Mike's bank account actually grows a little every month. Same income, wildly different outcomes. What's the difference? It's not luck. It's not some secret investment hack. It's the invisible forces shaping how they think about money every single day. The first trap is something psychologists call lifestyle inflation. It's sneaky. You get a raise or a tax refund and your brain whispers, "Treat yourself, you deserve it." Suddenly the old reliable car gets traded for the shiny new one with bigger monthly payments. The apartment you could afford becomes the nicer one with the built-in coffee maker and gym. Those small upgrades feel harmless in the moment, but they quietly raise your baseline spending to match, or exceed, your new income. Before you know it, you're right back where you started, just with fancier stuff and the same empty feeling at the end of the month. It's like your brain is wired for a caveman world where food was scarce and you had to eat the berries the second you found them. In modern life, that same wiring makes us chase the dopamine hit from new clothes, gadgets, or experiences right now instead of saving for later. Behavioral economists call it present bias. We value today's pleasure way more than tomorrow's security. And social media makes it 10 times worse. You scroll past your friends' vacation photos or the influencers showing off their new kitchen remodel, and suddenly your perfectly fine life feels not enough. That's the keeping up with the Joneses trap, except the Joneses are now filtered, edited, and probably in debt themselves. Then there's the debt monster hiding in plain sight. Credit cards, car loans, student loans, buy now pay later plans. They all promise ease today and quietly steal tomorrow. You pay the minimum because it feels manageable, but that minimum is designed to keep you paying interest for years. It's like running on a treadmill that slowly speeds up. You're moving, but never actually getting ahead. And when an unexpected bill hits, a medical expense, a broken phone, a family emergency, there's no cushion. So you borrow more. The cycle tightens. Here's where the psychology gets really interesting. When we're living paycheck to paycheck, our brains switch into what researchers call scarcity mode. Scarcity is that constant low-level stress that everything is just barely enough. In that state, we make worse decisions. We focus on short-term survival instead of long-term growth. We choose the cheaper immediate option even if it costs more later. We avoid looking at our bank statements because facing the truth feels painful. It's the same mental fog that makes hungry shoppers buy junk food instead of healthy ingredients. They're not lazy, their brains are literally wired for quick relief. Think about it like this: imagine your money is a garden. If you're in scarcity mode, you're so busy pulling weeds just to keep the garden alive that you never have time to plant the fruit trees that will feed you for years. Wealth builders, on the other hand, protect a little patch of soil every month so those trees can grow. So what's the deeper insight here, the one that changes everything? It's not really about how much you earn. It's about the gap between what comes in and what goes out. That gap is where wealth is actually built. Most people think wealth comes from a bigger salary. The truth is, wealth comes from consistently making that gap bigger over time, no matter what your salary is. Even someone earning $40,000 can build serious wealth if they protect their gap. Someone earning $200,000 can stay broke if they don't. This is why 78% of Americans stay stuck. They've been sold the myth that more income automatically equals more freedom, but they've never learned how to guard the gap. The system benefits from us spending every dollar we make. Credit card companies, advertisers, subscription services. They all want that gap to stay tiny or non-existent. Your brain, wired for instant rewards, happily goes along with it. Until one day you wake up and realize you've traded your future for stuff you don't even remember buying. Let's make this super concrete with a simple metaphor everyone can picture. Your paycheck is like a full glass of water. Every month that glass gets refilled. But if you have holes in the bottom, subscriptions you forgot about, impulse buys, lifestyle creep, the water drains out before the next refill. The goal isn't to get a bigger glass. The goal is to plug the holes and start pouring some of that water into a separate bottle labeled Future You. That bottle is your emergency fund, your investments, your freedom fund. Once it starts growing, the pressure eases. You sleep better. You make clearer decisions. The scarcity fog lifts. Now for the part you've been waiting for, the practical takeaways you can actually use starting today. First, become aware. For the next 30 days, track every single dollar you spend. Not in a complicated app if that feels overwhelming, just a simple note on your phone. Coffee $6, takeout $18, random Amazon $27. You'll be shocked at how the small leaks add up. Awareness alone is powerful because it interrupts the automatic pilot your brain is on. Second, pay yourself first, before any other bill. As soon as your paycheck hits, automatically transfer 10%, or even 5% to start, into a separate savings account you can't easily touch. Treat it like a non-negotiable bill to your future self. Most people wait until the end of the month to save whatever is left, which is usually nothing. Flip the script. Third, build a small emergency fund before anything else. Aim for $1,000 first, then 3 months of basic expenses. This one change breaks the debt spiral when life inevitably happens. It gives your brain proof that safety is possible, which quiets the scarcity voice. Fourth, ruthlessly question every expense with 2 questions. Does this truly add value to my life? And, would I still buy this if I had to pay cash instead of card or buy now pay later? You'll be amazed how many things suddenly look unnecessary. Fifth, shift your identity. Stop. Third, build a small emergency fund before anything else. Aim for $1,000 first, then 3 months of basic expenses. This one change breaks the debt spiral when life inevitably happens. It gives your brain proof that safety is possible, which quiets the scarcity voice. Fourth, ruthlessly question every expense with 2 questions. Does this truly add value to my life? And, would I still buy this if I had to pay cash instead of card or buy now pay later? You'll be amazed how many things suddenly look unnecessary. Fifth, shift your identity. Stop saying, I'm bad with money, or I'm just not a saver. Start saying, I'm someone who protects my gap. Small identity shifts rewire your psychology faster than any budget spreadsheet ever could. And finally, remember the marshmallow test that psychologists have run for decades. Kids who could wait 15 minutes for 2 marshmallows instead of eating one right away ended up with better life outcomes years later. Higher SAT scores, better relationships, more financial success. Delayed gratification isn't about being boring or deprived. It's about training your brain to trust that future rewards are real and worth it. You don't need to become a perfect money monk overnight.